Gossips from the Center, the Chief Gossiper's Asia Briefing. Reporting live from Gossip World Center Station, Hong Kong. Good evening, Asia. I'm your Chief Gossiper, and the world's largest continent is today a stage for high-stakes diplomacy, military muscle flexing, and a dramatic economic convergence. Let's lift the veil on the day's most significant dramas. Diplomacy and geopolitical gambit. 1. The Franco-Sino Summit, Macron's delicate dance. Chinese President Xi Jinping hosted French President Emmanuel Macron in Beijing for high-level talks today. The official narrative focuses on expanding cooperation in areas like aviation, nuclear energy, and the green and digital economies. They also exchange views on the thorny issue of the Ukraine crisis. My analysis: this visit is less about France and more about Beijing's strategic isolation busting. With the U.S.-China relationship under a perpetual frost, President Xi is using Macron, the EU's key independent voice, to drive a wedge between Washington and Brussels. The gossip in the diplomatic salons is that Macron is being offered massive trade carrots, like importing more French goods, in exchange for his continued skepticism toward U.S.-led containment efforts. When Xi says he supports efforts conducive to peace in Ukraine, read, "We'll continue to play our own game." This summit proves that in the new Cold War, economic allure trumps allied solidarity for many European powers. 2. India's balancing act, the Putin-Modi tightrope. Russian President Vladimir Putin arrived in New Delhi today for a critical meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The summit comes at a politically treacherous time, as India grapples with heightened tensions along its border with China, and Russia seeks to reduce its global isolation following its actions in Ukraine. My analysis: this meeting is a masterful, if precarious, display of geopolitical hedging by India. Modi's government is publicly aligning with the U.S.-led Quad alliance while simultaneously reinforcing its decades-old strategic ties with Russia for defense equipment, S-400 missiles, etc. The drama? This balancing act is becoming impossibly difficult. U.S. President Trump's recent protectionist tariffs on India and rapprochement with Pakistan have thrown New Delhi into a tailspin, pushing them back toward their historical partner, Russia. India needs Moscow to reduce its defense dependency and counter China, while Russia needs India to show the world it still has powerful friends. It's a classic transactional friendship born of necessity, not affection. Security and sovereignty showdowns. 3. South China Sea, the surveillance escalation. A new report from a U.S. think tank, the Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative, alleges that China has significantly expanded its surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities on 3 key fortified reefs in the Spratly Islands, Fiery Cross, Subi, and Mischief. These additions include large antenna arrays aimed at picking up maritime activity. My analysis: this is another step in the agonizing process of the South China Sea becoming a Chinese surveillance fortress. Beijing is using the gray zone strategy, constant, incremental, and non-military moves, to solidify its territorial claims without firing a shot. The gossip is that these antennas are not just passive monitoring tools. They are part of a sophisticated, networked system designed to fully track and ultimately deter any foreign naval or Coast Guard presence. The Philippines and Vietnam continue to push back, but China's strategy is clear: change the facts on the water until the world simply accepts the new, uncomfortable status quo. 4. Space race echoes, the moon as the next South China Sea. A new security analysis is raising an intriguing and chilling possibility. China's aggressive pursuit of a permanent lunar base by the mid-2030s and a 2045 space dominance goal is a strategic attempt to turn the moon into the next arena for territorial claims. My analysis: the biggest gossip of the day is literally out of this world. The analysis suggests China may use safety zones around its lunar facilities to carve out de facto territorial claims, mirroring the island-building tactics used in the South China Sea. This elevates the competition from a military and economic rivalry to a cosmic security threat. While the U.S. space program faces budget constraints, China is thinking decades ahead about controlling future resources like helium-3. The question isn't whether the U.S. will compete, but whether it can muster the political will to prevent the South China Sea model of aggressive territorial expansion from reaching the high ground of the moon. Section 3. Economic and Technological Futures. 5. ADB and World Bank Team-Up, Pacific Power Play. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, and the World Bank Group announced a groundbreaking full mutual reliance framework for co-financing projects in the Pacific. The first proposed projects, including a $236.5 million initiative to tackle non-communicable diseases, aim to streamline development aid. My analysis: this partnership is pure development diplomacy. The gossip is that this streamlining isn't just about efficiency. It's a direct response to the massive, often debt-heavy infrastructure projects funded by China across the Pacific Islands. By presenting a unified, streamlined, and ethically guided funding front, the ADB and World Bank are trying to offer developing nations a competing, credible alternative to Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. The focus on health and climate resilience, soft power issues, is a smart strategic move to show they care about the people, not just the ports. 6. Agentic AI and Asia's digital future. At the Economist Impact's AI Innovation Asia 2025 conference, leaders from technology giants like ZTE emphasized the immediate future of agentic AI systems that can independently set goals and self-correct in reshaping everything from customer experience to network resilience. My analysis: this is the next phase of the tech gold rush, and Asia is at the center. The gossip is that China, South Korea, and Singapore are not just adopting AI, they are pushing the boundaries of what these self-healing and co-creative AI agents can do. The focus on using AI to achieve stability from uncertainty speaks volumes about the region's desire to automate resilience against future geopolitical and supply chain shocks. Watch this space. The companies that master agentic AI will be the economic and technological leaders of the 2030s, and they are overwhelmingly concentrated right here in Asia. That's the latest torrent of gossip from across Asia. The continent is moving fast, and the stakes couldn't be higher.